My name is Dennis Fleming, and for college purposes, my student number is R00135513. As many of you may know, I'm currently studying a master's degree in digital marketing strategy in CIT, and as part of my degree, I'm completing a module called Professional Development for Marketing. For this module, I was asked to set out my goals for where I want to be in 5 years' time. Furthermore, we were asked to complete a number of activities throughout the semester to take steps towards that eventual goal. So my goal is that in 5 years' time, I would like to be working as a digital marketing manager. But I've always been uncomfortable with the idea of moving out into the workforce because I felt that I was not ready to be a valuable asset to a company, and I wondered how other people in my position got past that fear. So I decided that I would like to interview a number of graduates from the Masters in Digital Marketing Strategy and learn how they went from their college experience to their current positions as digital marketing managers. In addition to this, I noticed that a big trend among digital marketers currently is speaking to the camera themselves, which is another area of weakness for me. So I decided to further my skills in talking to the camera and editing videos, which is why I chose to complete these interviews by recording individual clips of myself and those interviewed and editing the clips together. So today is the first of a four-part series, and my first guest is Pamela Kiely. Pamela is the digital marketing manager at Click Media and Marketing. She is the co-host of the Digital Marketing Scoop. As well as this, she is also the digital marketing executive for Denbar Jewelers, and most importantly, she is a recent graduate of the Masters in Digital Marketing Strategy in CIT. So Pamela, thank you very much for letting me interview you. I know you were taking time out of a very busy schedule, and I really appreciate it. I guess just to start us off, those are a lot of jobs to be juggling. What are the tasks that you complete on a day-to-day basis in your different jobs?
So yeah, I suppose in an agency it's hard to say what you do daily, but within a week I have to get certain things done. So I am the co-host of the Digital Marketing Scoop podcast. So it would be creating the topic guides, recording the podcast, inviting guests on if we have guests on that week, creating all the graphics around it, putting it on social media, scheduling it, all of that kind of stuff. So that's what I would do every single week because our podcast go out every Thursday. Then as well, a huge part of Click is the advertising, so Facebook and Instagram ads, and then we've Google ads and LinkedIn ads. So yeah, between one week to the next, you could be building new campaigns and optimizing old ones. So making sure you've got great content and new fresh content going out, optimizing, A/B testing all of the ads, seeing what works best. And then as well, we have social posting in general. So it will be, either on like LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, anything. Any of the platforms that the clients want, we'll be posting, we'll be creating the content. We have a videographer and a graphic designer that I work with and to create that content for them. And a huge part as well is websites. So we have our own website developer, so working with him, and we can make websites standard ones. No, I can't do custom ones, but I can do the standard ones, right? So yeah, there's a load of things that we'd be doing, and it just depends on the client's needs and what they want week to week. So it's definitely varied, and it keeps you on your toes.
Wow, that is a lot of jobs for me to look forward to. So Pamela, something else that I'm interested in is you completed your bachelor's degree in Business and Information Systems in CIT and graduated in 2017, and then you went straight into the Masters in Digital Marketing Strategy. What made you choose this Masters, and was it the right choice? And I guess were there a lot of marketing modules in your bachelor's degree?
Yeah, no, there was only one marketing module actually in BIS in third year, and I actually don't think even did well in that class. To be honest, I didn't know I liked marketing, and I didn't know I was going to go down that route at all for the whole of BIS. And yeah, so then I finished up in BIS, and I had a year between starting the masters. So basically within that year, I was just figuring out what I wanted to do. I was trying to get a job. I didn't really know. I didn't really like any of the BIS jobs, to be honest. So I was like, what am I going to do? So I actually started helping out at jewelers just on their social media, not even realizing, this is a part of marketing. It just felt like, business. I had the business background, so I was like, oh yeah, and I liked social media, so I was kind of getting kickstarted with that, and then I had a few more side projects, and then I said, geez, I actually really like this kind of thing. So it was at the end of the summer, and my boyfriend literally just saw an ad for the masters on LinkedIn, and he was like, oh, like maybe you should like try something like this, because I was saying that I wanted to do, I wanted to learn more. And it was literally, I think it was 12 days before the masters started, and I applied, and I was just like, right, I'm just going to do the masters then. Mental. Because yeah, it's, I suppose it's great in one way because I just threw myself into it and I was like, right, you just have to do it now. But there is a like there is a bit of a consideration because it's a huge commitment for 2 years, and it's draining at times. But I found it so beneficial, and I absolutely am so delighted that I chose that masters. I met the best people and I learned so much. All the lecturers were absolutely fantastic because they had real industry knowledge, and they just spoke like normal people, you know what I mean? Like they weren't just reading textbooks to you. They were, and all the live case studies, I absolutely loved them. Working with all the companies and just learning different areas from each one. And oh, I couldn't speak highly of it, more highly of it, because I just really enjoyed the masters. It was just a fantastic experience. And I can say that now that I'm done, but at times I was absolutely drained.
Okay, okay, that's interesting. Um, so I guess, Pamela, for me, looking back on my bachelor's degree, there are some things that I regret, like not getting involved in more societies in CIT when I had the time. As someone who's finished your bachelor's and your master's, is there anything that maybe you didn't do in college that you wish you had done?
Yeah, so I suppose I tried out one or two societies when I was in BIS, just more sports ones, and they were fun. But I just really wasn't really into it, and I think, at the time, like that's fair enough, and that's where what I was supposed to be doing at that time. And there is amazing society now that started. It wasn't started when I was in BIS, but the Marketing Society in CIT, absolutely phenomenal. But at the same time, I probably wouldn't have joined that if it was there when I was in BIS, because I would have been like, oh, no, sure, that's marketing. I'm doing BIS. I wouldn't have thought of it. So I suppose you can't regret anything because it's where you, like, it's led to where you are now. So, if I'd joined different societies, who knows where I could be. Um,
Yeah, definitely. I actually have to agree with you there, Pamela. I'm not actually involved with the Marketing Society, but I have been tempted to join a few times because they're just so active and they always seem to have some sort of event going on. As much as I wanted to get involved this year, I promised myself and my parents that I would just dedicate myself to the Masters for just this 1 year and make sure that I do well. But I suppose just while I have the opportunity, fair play to the lads involved because they are doing really well. Um, so I guess while we're on the subject of hindsight, Pamela, if you were asked to make one recommendation to CIT on how to improve this master's degree based on the experience you've gained since you went to the workforce, what would you say? And I guess for me, this is more for where I could upskill outside of the college.
Isn't it? Because you don't actually know what avenue of marketing you're going to go down. Um, it's so varied role to role. I mean, my job in Johnson and Perrott is so different to what I do at Click. And the masters can only prepare you so much, and then you just have to learn. You have to learn what the company does and what the company needs, and I think just learning on the job is the best way to, learn anyways. But what I would say is the masters opened my eyes up to a load of things, such as networking. I never networked when I was in BIS, so they brought us to conferences, they brought us to talks, they told us about talks, we had to arrange a talk ourselves. So there was loads that I learned from the masters that I realized I had to dig in deeper by myself then as well and make my own effort. So yeah, I would just say, going to webinars at the moment. I know you can't go to actual conferences, but going to webinars and, just upskilling. Huge one would be Google Ads cert. And then there's LinkedIn Learning as well, and you can get all these certificates and then you can put them on your LinkedIn page. So it's really, really handy. So I would definitely recommend doing that.
You mentioned there the importance of learning on the job with the company, and that stuck out for me because I guess one of the underlying reasons as to why I wanted to do a master's degree is really to strengthen my skills, but also because of a bit of a fear I have, I suppose. Um, so I guess I have a bit of a fear that eventually when I go out into the workplace in marketing, I won't know everything. And I guess I could have tried to get a job at my bachelor's degree in marketing, but I thought, no, you don't know everything. You're not an expert. You have to know everything before you try and get a job. So I guess what I'm trying to ask you is, when you went to the workplace, was there a certain expectation that you're out of a master's degree, you have to know everything, or were you given a lot of time to evolve into the role, and are you still evolving?
Oh no, not not at all actually. They honestly, people like understand that like academic is one thing and then on the job is another. So well, I hope I maybe I was just lucky with my employers, but I don't think people expect you to know everything, and I don't think you should portray that you know everything either, because you don't, and each company works differently and they do different styles of marketing. So you, even if you know a good bit about marketing, you might not know the way they do it. Now, however, you do have to bring your own flair to the team when you're starting a new team. So there is that kind of like, oh, I've learned this way, so we should maybe try it this way, and all that kind of stuff as well. But no, absolutely not. People don't expect you to know everything just because you have a master's. Well, I haven't experienced that anyway, and I just think that people would be silly too, because it's a different scenario, like you can learn things, and we do loads of life case studies in the masters, which is absolutely brilliant. But then I suppose going into first Johnson and Perrott, the budgets were crazy compared to what we were learning, and they did it all this way. And then going into Click with the agency, you have various sectors and various things that you need to do for people and various budgets. So it is like it's all a learning curve. And yeah, I just suppose just be honest. What you do know, and what you don't know, you're eager to learn about, and that's all you can do.
Okay, that's definitely helpful for me anyway, because I definitely had to relax a small bit with that. Um, so I guess for you, Pamela, when you were in my position, um, what steps did you take at the time to prepare yourself for a job search?
So yeah, I suppose. Well, I didn't finish. I didn't wait to finish the masters. It was halfway through the first year. I decided I really wanted the job in marketing. I had started talking on my stories on Instagram. I had started posting more on LinkedIn about marketing. Which you're encouraged to do anyway in the modules. But I was just kind of going that step further, and every conference that I went to, there was a few of us live tweeting, and then we turned into blogs, put it on our LinkedIn profiles, and just showing you're interested in marketing basically. And then the huge one is networking. And telling people you're looking for a job in marketing. Basically, it's actually just you have to put it out there, and people will look after you. Then they'll be like, if they see something, they'll remember you and be like, oh, you're looking for a job in marketing, I saw this job, you should apply. I know this person in this company, I can help you out get a job there. It's literally all with the networking. And I didn't realize that that's the start, but it really, really is. So networking any way you can, definitely over social media, is a really easy way to network, especially at the moment because you can't go to conferences and things in person. So networking over LinkedIn, or I use Instagram a load. Like I've made so many marketing friends from Instagram, but it's not everyone's platform. So it could be it could be Twitter, it could be LinkedIn, it could be any of them. So yeah, the main thing is just networking, and showing you're interested, and just putting yourself out there. Yeah, so I suppose like with my job for Johnson and Perrott, I asked my lecturer. I was like, oh, I'm looking for a job in marketing, and he helped me find one. And then it was a year later, I was looking to maybe have a change in my career, so I started doing a load of active work on videos and Instagram talking and all that kind of thing. So then that's actually one of the reasons Click noticed me, because they were looking for someone for the podcast, as they wanted someone who was able to talk and really interested in marketing. So I kind of fit the bill there. So people will actually find you as well if you just put yourself out there in any way that you can. And it doesn't have to be talking on Instagram. That was just how I did it. And then I obviously suited that role because they wanted someone who could talk. So it's about doing what you like and what things you like to do in marketing, and then just showing people that you're really interested in those areas. And yeah, you'll be found, or you can network, and hopefully you'll get there.
So, Pamela, your answer will probably be fairly similar for this question, but when I'm finished my master's degree, what steps would you recommend for me to take to get into a good job?
Yeah, well, I mean, number one is don't wait till you finish just to get a job. I mean, I started with Johnson and Perrott in the first year of the masters, and before I'd even finished the masters, I had changed jobs and worked with Click. So there is no need to wait until you finish, and no one's looking for the degree. They're just seeing that you're studying it, right? You're really interested, you're keen. You know what I mean? So I would get searching now, get networking. As I said, I mean, networking is a huge thing. I think, especially for marketing, and just getting yourself out there, showing off your skills, doing all the exams that you can to flare up your CV. So the LinkedIn learning, so you have to pay for that, but then there's all these courses you can do. You can literally do, there's millions of courses on there, and then you can put all the certificates onto your LinkedIn profile. So that's incredible. And the same with the Google ad exams. You can, once you pass them, you can put them on your profile as well. So I would 100% recommend doing all those extra activities, doing the webinars, networking, and yeah, just don't wait. Don't wait. Why wait? Just do it now.
So, Pamela, you would have completed this module when you were doing the master's degree. What activities did you complete, and what did you learn from your activities that you actually carried forward with you into the workplace?
Of my class chose to do the Google ad exams, and I was like, no way, I can't do any more exams. I was like, no, I really don't want to do the exams. So I really wanted to work on my public speaking skills. So I actually went off and did talks to second and fourth year marketing students in CIT. Which is, it's part of the, like, I learned so much from doing all that public speaking and putting myself out there. I then got asked to do some other talks off the back of that and a podcast. And then, I mean, spiraling into the next year, that's part of the reason I got the job at Click, is because I was really into the, talking on camera, talking on in front of people. So yeah, and it's funny then because once I started with Click, a huge part of what we do at Click is ads. So I had to start doing my Google ad exams. So I was like, oh, I could have had one of them done in the module, but I think what I chose for the module for me was the best route, and that's why I think I got the job then in the end with Click, because I really worked on my public speaking skills and I put myself out there, and then it starts to spiral then that way.
So, just carrying on from what you did when you were in this module, from today, where are you hoping to be in 5 years' time? Do you think you're going to go abroad, or do you want to stay here at home? And what are your next steps to get there?
Yeah, I got in 5 years' time. I actually have no idea, and I don't want to plan it. I am really just about living in the moment and not planning your life away. I used to do that. I used to rush from the one place to the next place, and I'll be happy when I get this job. I'll be happy when I have this done. I'll be happy when. And you actually just realize then after a while you have to enjoy each stage. So who knows what I'll be doing in 5 years? Anything can happen. I might be abroad. I'd love to. I'd love to, work abroad in marketing firms and see how they do it. It'd be really interesting, but I don't know. Is that the way life is going to go for me? I have no idea. But yeah, I just want to enjoy each stage now. And yeah, just don't ever think, oh, I am, I'm not at this level yet, so I'm not happy. Or anything like that, or I have to get this job promotion, and or I have to get this title as a marketing manager to be happy, and like all that kind of stuff. It's just enjoy each stage, and don't care where you are in 5 years, because you don't know where you'll be. So planning it doesn't make it any better.
Okay, that's fair enough. So just lastly, Pamela, is there any last advice that you could give my classmates and I going forward?
So I suppose, just to recap on what I was saying, is the networking. Networking is huge. Getting to know everyone in the business and marketing space in Cork or in Ireland, anywhere you want to be, get to know people and network. And it's so much easier online now at the moment. You can attend so many webinars and conferences as well. Like, I remember being absolutely exhausted because I'd have to drive here, and then I'd have to go up to Dublin for this conference, and I'd have to go here for this conference, and you'd be rushing around after work every day. Now you can just do it from the comfort of your own home. So there is absolutely no excuse. You should be at double the amount of conferences and webinars and everything. And then you get to meet so many people and you get to see all these names. And if you get seen as being always, in the webinars active, you get seen by a lot of people, and they start to recognize your name over and over. So definitely just getting yourself out there that way, building up your LinkedIn profile. Your LinkedIn profile is so important. And yeah, I suppose just utilizing your lectures, like they have so much knowledge to give you. So literally just ask them everything. Ask them everything. And they will help you as well. They're all really, really sound, and they're just normal people, which I absolutely love. You could just chat away to them, and they'd give you any advice possible. So yeah, just basically, and try and upskill with those exams and certificates and things that I was mentioning. But yeah, just get yourself out there and make yourself known.
Perfect. Pamela, thank you so much for letting me interview. It has been a massive help for me. I'm a firm believer in the saying that you should learn from those who walk the path before you, um, which is the reason why I wanted to do my activities based on those who have walked the path before me. So I really appreciate you taking the time to answer these questions, and you have definitely helped me to develop a pathway from the Masters in Digital Marketing Strategy to the workplace.